Hello, 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 my friends. Happy Tuesday. Happy day. Happy second week of April. We are now in it, and I'm excited. I feel like April is good vibes, new energy, just different stuff going on. And I'm just excited for it. There's a lot of stuff that I've got on the go that I'm so excited to share with you guys over the next few months. And I actually, as of last night, just announced the date and time for my recession era witchcraft masterclass, which I am so excited to offer. And I never offer masterclasses this cheap, like, ever. Usually they're like $250 per, and this one is $97. I actually did early bird price of $47 for the first 10 people that signed up, and that like went like within the span of 5 minutes. So I was like, oh shit. So anyway, it's $97 for recession era witchcraft. So you're going to want to jump on it. And let me tell you a little bit about what it is in case you guys don't know. So recession era witchcraft is a masterclass that I'm offering, which is so relevant to this exact moment that we all find ourselves in, right? This like a weird time when everyone is broke, everyone is stressed. Even rich people are kind of stressed right now. It seems like everyone is just kind of like freaking out. And so honestly, like, I get it. I haven't been this stressed myself in like a really long time, like literal years, honestly, probably since the beginning of the pandemic. So I get it. It's such a fucking weird time, you know, like inflation, high food costs, banks exploding, like, you know, the market is down. The housing market is like strange. And I could probably keep listing stuff forever. Like, it is just a very weird time in the world. And so, you know, I took a few weeks off of Instagram back last month, and that time away really inspired me to create this masterclass, right? So I started to remember, like, oh yeah, what do you guys need right now? Right? And so I remembered that witchcraft is all about survival. Witchcraft is all about getting through the hard times. Why are we feeling so dejected right now about the state of the world? We're witches. Like, what the fuck? And so I'm like, oh yeah, I should remind everyone of this and then teach a class about it. Witchcraft was born of hard times, just like this one. Witchcraft has always been about how people survive and thrive during uncertain, confusing, tough times, right? Witchcraft can help us protect our homes, attract money, new work, attract a lover maybe to help us let off steam and stress. That's what witchcraft is actually about, right? That's like how it started, to help people meet their needs and survive and thrive. Witchcraft doesn't have to be expensive, right? Supplies can cost like dollars and cents, and I'm sure you could do some really hefty witchcraft and magic with stuff that's lying around your apartment. You know, it's possible. And so in this masterclass, I'll be talking about all of these juicy, witchy tips to show you guys how to reconnect with your fucking magical power in this weird time. We don't have to feel helpless. We don't have to feel miserable. We don't have to feel hopeless. We're witches. That's what we do. We're good in times like this. So I'll be teaching witchcraft that helps you get shit done and move the needle on the changes that you need in your life right now. So this is called Recession Era Witchcraft. You can sign up at sabrinamscott.com/recession, and you spell that RECESSION. You can also just go to courses on sabrinamscott.com. If you are not feeling confident about your spelling skills, it is all there. So sign the fuck up. It's going to be April 30th, which is a Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm happy to go late if there's questions. If I haven't talked about everything yet, the last big masterclass I did was like multiple hours. It was like super long. And so don't worry about it. Like, I have no time constraints that day. So bring me all your biggest, baddest questions and we're going to get the fuck into it. I'm going to teach you so much stuff and I am so excited. Magic to help you survive and thrive in these times, my friends. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And it's just important, right? Like, I think sometimes it's true. Like, we can forget that we're witches. We can go back to that learned helplessness. We can go back to that Eight of Swords energy where we feel trapped, but we're not trapped. Where we have more power than we realize, and yet we're disconnected to it. And so in this masterclass, I'm going to, connect you back to your witchy self. That's the plan. So we're going to do. So excited. I think Sunday afternoon is like the best fucking time. 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, April 30th. Put it in your calendar. There will be a recording if you are on some wacky time zone or you can't make it. So don't sweat it. I want you there anyway. I would love it if you could enroll, share with your friends. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. So anyway, on to the topic for today. And so I did talk about this in my newsletter last week, but I wanted to talk about it in the podcast anyways. I think it's important. I just have so much to say. And so today's topic is, are you allergic to feminine energy? Are you allergic to it? Or do you just act like you're allergic to it? Do you think you're allergic to it? I don't think any of us are actually allergic to feminine energy, but I think it's easy to feel like we are, to act like we are. Because to be honest, I used to definitely fucking feel this way for a long time, both in normal life and dating life and also spiritually. It took me a long fucking time to be able to actually connect with a feminine divinity or saint. Like, it took me a long time. It took me more than 10 years of practice to be able to figure that shit out. And it took me 20 years to really, really dive into it. Right? So I get it. If you are someone who feels blocked with your feminine energy, it feels blocked from feminine divinities. Like, I get it. That was me for a long time. And, I do identify as a feminist, though I know that some of my ideas lately around gender and stuff, and I know not everyone is going to be down, which is cool. You do you, boo. Make your own podcast. It's cool. No one's forcing you to be here if you think I'm crazy. So here's my disclaimer, right? Like, I do believe, of course, that shitty men exist. I do believe that, like, the patriarchy, like, and rape culture, like, I believe all that stuff exists. But over the years, I've come to heal a lot of my trauma. Obviously, it's like a never-ending process. But I actually believe that a hell of a lot of men out there are good. I believe that. And if you're listening to this, maybe you're married to one of them, maybe you're dating one of them, maybe your brother, your dad, your uncle, whatever fits into this category. And, I do feel called to talk about this for so many reasons, right? So I'm single as a Pringle, dating, as one does. And in today's world, it can feel scary and unsafe to dip into our feminine energy as women. Right? To dip into ease, softness, flow, trust. It can feel dangerous, right? To be feminine. In North America, anyway. It can feel like, as women, to be safe, we have to keep our guard up. We have to be tense. We have to be vigilant. We have to keep our defenses up. We always have to be on both defense and offense. If you're a tarot person, as women, sometimes it can feel like we have to be that 9 of Wands energy, right? And if you don't know the card, it's this figure standing in front of this, like, 8 wands. He's holding one wand like a weapon, ready to strike, but, like, looking very tense. And he's got a bandage around his head. He's been wounded. And so it makes sense that as women, we're defensive. It makes sense that as women, we're scared. We've been through it. I don't know any woman who hasn't. I don't know any women who hasn't been sexually assaulted. I don't know very many women who haven't been raped. I don't know any woman who hasn't been harassed or been the subject of unwanted something. So I get it. I totally get it. I've had that experience too. And I think if we stay in that defensive, guard up, vibe all the time. We get so tense that we disconnect from reality. I think I've seen it happen, and that used to be me as well. And it can also become a self-fulfilling prophecy. When we don't think there's any good men, then we are more likely to tolerate the shitty ones. But if we believe there are good men, then we're going to not even give the shitty ones the time of day. We're not even going to waste 2 seconds with that person, right? So it's like this weird paradox I've noticed. And so I'm in a few dating groups for single women in my city, as one does. And I recently saw a post that exemplified this exact tension that I've seen within women right now, right? So a woman posted asking about a man. Had anyone met him? Here's a photo. By the way, he's taking her to a hockey game on a first date. And so a vicious debate unfurled in the comments from 2 very different camps of women. Right? I'll give you a second to imagine what those might be, right? And which side did I end up on? Well, I'll let you know, but let's see. So, he's definitely a love bomber, one woman wrote. Beware, if he's spending so much money on tickets for a first date, he's definitely expecting sex. Make sure you pay for drinks to even out the playing field a little bit. Don't take no for an answer, wrote another. And still another person. That he's spending $500 per ticket for a first date absolutely means he's an abuser. Run away. And then there was my camp, which was the less popular camp. My camp that said, girl, just enjoy it. And for the love of God, do not buy any drinks. Do not offer to do that. Don't. Just enjoy it. Just lean back. Just chill. Say thank you. Smile. So yes, beware of love bombers. Absolutely. I just recorded an entire podcast episode about that. So scroll back on your podcast situation if you missed that. It's actually one of the most popular episodes of this podcast. So it is there, and I am aware. I do believe all women, all people should be aware of, manipulation tactics and love bombers and all that stuff. And sometimes men just want to give to women. Sometimes men just want to see us smile, make us happy, help us have a good time, get to know us, even if the date goes nowhere. Just let that sink in. And for some of you listening, you're going to be like, duh, I know. But for others of you listening, you're going to be like, what? That just broke my brain. And I know that because I have moved from the oh my God, that broke my brain group to the other group that's like, yes, duh. Right? So I now know that this is a reality because I've met tons of these guys, people, men who delight in bringing flowers, treating me to a game or a luxurious meal or 2 or 3, writing me poems, opening my doors, putting on my jacket for me, opening, whatever, like carrying my bags, doing this stuff, like looking up vegan places, like it's no big deal. I've met people who are so happy to do this stuff for me because they care about me, even if we just met. And I'm just going to pause to let that sink in for the women that sounds like a crazy pipe dream. And you know what? If you told me 10 years ago this was going to happen, I'd be like, there's no way. That's a fairy tale. But it's not a fairy tale because that is my life. And that's the life of a lot of other people that I know who've embraced some of what I'm about to say. And have I met some love bombers? Yeah, sure. But you let them go. And it's certainly not the majority of people, And the crappy dudes, I don't even give them a second of my time for the most part. If they reveal themselves to be crappy later on, then, they're gone. That's it. It's that simple. And men who enjoy giving to women, who love being in what I call a healthy masculine energy, as opposed to what I talked about in episode 4 of this podcast, wounded masculine energy. There are men who are attracted to women who are able to vibrate in and connect to their own healthy feminine energy, who know how to smile, lean back, and say thank you. It's possible. And that might feel alien at first. because a lot of feminism has taught us that we have to do 50-50. That's the only way. Like, we have to prove what we bring to the table. And honestly, whenever a guy asks me what I bring to the table, I say, I am the table. Who the fuck are you? I don't always say that second part. But usually if someone says, like, what do you bring to the table? Or, like, this is going to be 50-50. I know it's a wounded man, and I know not to waste any more time with that person. Because I'm interested in an experience of energetic polarity where there is no fighting. There's no tension about that. There's just that healthy give and take and the flow of polarity, energetic polarity. If there's a power struggle in a connection where it's not clear who's leading and who's following, what happens is people often keep score. They keep track. And it becomes argumentative. It becomes tense. Back when I had relationships that were that way, they were honestly not great. The best relationships I've had, even if I think back to my late teens, early 20s, my best relationships did have that polarity, that were not 50-50 in any way. Back when I spent a lot of my time in masculine energy, I did it because it felt safe. And my dating experiences were crappy when I did that. I had a lot of bad experiences. And this isn't to victim blame myself, but I think it was partly because I was so in my masculine energy. Instead of leaning back and allowing healthy men to come after me, I chased crappy people because I thought that was like what feminism and 50-50 and like, it's 20, whatever. That's what you're supposed to do, right? As an empowered woman. But I realized that's bullshit. And so what I learned is that it's possible to be safe and also soften into your feminine energy at the same fucking time. There's a magic to it, a witchcraft, in my opinion. It's a shift in energy. It's a shift in energy in our own fucking body, in our mind, in our soul. It sounds crazy, but it's fucking true. And this is what my life has been over the past 5 years, was intentionally figuring this shit out. Intentionally shifting my whole vibration. And isn't that what magic is all about? To date, I've almost exclusively taught on energy in a gender-neutral way. But it's time for me to build on top of those teachings and talk more explicitly about feminine and masculine energy. Because diving into this has changed my life completely for the better. And so I'm interested in connecting with women who find this interesting, compelling, and inspiring. I'm interested in connecting with women who feel stuck, who want to grow, who want to feel safe and relaxed and feel taken care of, who feel at ease, and who know that they can be a powerful boss bitch as well at the same time. But they don't have to have that part of themselves turned up to 11 24/7 in order to be safe. I'm interested in connecting with women who can see this tension between feminine and masculine in themselves, and who want to see what life is like on the other fucking side. And spoiler alert, it's like pretty good. And so if this is you, I want to hear from you, because I'm getting ready to launch a new masterclass, aka masterclass, aka giant comprehensive course on feminine energy. Probably is going to be called Feminine Energy Without Bullshit, because it's going to be a similar format to my other two Without Bullshit courses. And I'm looking to share this shit this month, this week. The earliest sneak peek of what this course is all about. And if this is you, I want to hear from you. So my email is ceo@sabrinamscott.com, or you can reach out on Instagram, Sabrina M. Scott, but email would be a little bit better. And if you're non-binary and you're interested, welcome. You can come along for the ride too, because I started to do this work when I was identifying as non-binary. If you're a man and you're interested, that's cool too. You're also welcome. But if you are interested in hearing about this stuff from me, just be aware I'm going to be talking about stuff in particular ways, and that may or may not resonate with you. And that's okay. But I want to teach this stuff because it has completely drastically transformed my fucking life. And I do think it's possible for women today to be soft, to be feminine, to be taken care of, to be doted on, to be pampered, and also to be, strong women at work. And something else I want to talk about in this course as well is feminine energy and spirituality, working with goddesses, working with female saints. Because that shit took me a long time, and it's all related, right? In our spiritual practice, in our witchcraft practice, when we work with female divinities, female spiritual beings, it becomes easier for us over time to connect with that divine goddess energy that is inside of ourselves if we want to unleash it and connect with it. The energy is powerful, it's soft, it's receptive, it's beautiful. And is feminine energy a quick fix to everything in life? No. But it definitely has been an amazing expansion of my energetic palette and my energetic capabilities, and an expansion of the energetic frequencies that I've been able to step into. And so I'm finally ready to teach on this because I just think it's really powerful and really important. And I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, especially maybe if you are a particular type of feminist, especially if you are a particular type of woke person who is super politically correct about blah, blah, blah. And it's I used to be that person, so I get it. But I realized it didn't fucking serve me. I was miserable all the time, and it honestly sucked. And so if you're sick of all that shit as well, and you're willing to see things a little bit differently and to explore and see what else is out there other than the shit that is shoved down everyone's throat right now about what's normal and what's good and what's not, then let's have a conversation. Let's fucking talk, and welcome to my world. I'm so excited to share this course. I'm also horrified because it's probably the most vulnerable thing I will ever have shared with anybody ever in public. And so yeah, because my journey to this point has been up and down, and I've learned a lot, and it's been very healing. And so I'm really excited to share that with you guys, because I know I can't be the only one that is coming to this in the way that I am from the direction that I'm coming from. Okay, friends? Okay. So if any of this is interesting, if you're vibing hard on this, I want to hear from you. You will get the most sneakiest sneak peek first view on my newest huge course. Send me an email, ceo@sabrinamscott.com. If you're interested in joining the Recession Era Witchcraft Masterclass, it's sabrinamscott.com/recession. If you're interested in joining us for the Magic May 31 Days of Magic, go to sabrinamscott.com/magicmay. If you love this podcast, please share it with a friend or 2 or 3 or 5 and leave a happy review. And if you have not listened to this week's tarot vibe check with oracle cards as well, I read from 2 different tarot decks and 4 different oracle decks. It's on YouTube. It is youtube.com/Sabrina Scott. It's under the live section. And I also did an unboxing for this Canadian incense company that gifted me some stuff. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. That's also under the live section on my YouTube. Okay, friends, that's it for now. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, afternoon, whatever. And I'm sending you all the best vibes. Okay? Mwah. Bye, guys.